during Queen Victoria's reign, they created the finest internal maps of the country that had ever existed before that time. And the people who created them were the Army Ordnance Corps, which is why it's called Ordnance Survey. That part of the story is true. You might find that you don't believe the rest of it. I'm ringing up me curtain upon an ancient scene when redcoats came to Burton. That's Kirkburton near Huddersfield. When redcoats came to Burton to measure land for Queen, they turned up in fine weather one summer out at Blue, a score altogether with one in charge at crew. A sergeant full of swank, of Emperor of Prussia or boss of Pennybank. And every neat in local, that sergeant could be seen impressing many a yokel with paper from the Queen. Her Majesty had sent him to measure up the land, and to this end she lent him this paper from her hand. Victoria's bit of vellum, a big red seal it bore, and each night he'd tell 'em a tall and neat afore. But at a palace pageant, Victoria had said, "Stand forth that splendid sergeant." And forward he were led. Her Majesty confided our maps must all be true, and so I have decided to give the job to you. Thou shalt have right of entry to any man's estate, the yeomanry, the gentry, the humble and the great. At last, one fine June morning, them redcoats in a swarm, we had a word of warning, descended on Slant Farm. And Tenant Billy Pogson, he waves a warning stick, clear off or I'll set dogs on the order double quick. But Sergeant showed his permit and said, "We're here to stay. This document, old hermit, gives us the right of way. Its paragraphs he fingered with military zeal, and lovingly he lingered upon the royal seal. All right," said Billy, humbled by what had been revealed, "but just take care," he grumbled, "stay out to Bottom Field." Said Sergeant, "Quite unneedful. We'll go where we think fit, and if we find it needful, we'll tramp all over it." Now, 20 minutes later, that sergeant, cock-a-hoop, observed be one spectator led in his loyal troop. They marched in fine and steady, so splendid to be seen, with chain and tackle ready to measure land for Queen. And Farmer Pogson, viewing from t'other side up wall, said there'll be trouble brewing when Brutus sees them all. Bad-tempered Brutus lay there, a dozing in long grass, beneath old elm tree's shade there, till he heard them red kites pass. It made his own a shiver, that first tremendous roar, for not surely no bull ever saw so much red afore. He got up on his forelegs and gave a second cry, at which a couple of score legs across yon field did fly. Now, by my simple schooling, beyond a shade of doubt, there's no gainsaying ruling. First in is last in out. When forth that troop had started, their sergeant stood ahead. But when they all departed, he stood at back instead. Buckled up and bottomed, he puffed away at rear chuckled and gave a hearty cheer. He watched that sergeant caper and like a rabbit run and yelled to him, "The paper! Show him the paper, mum!"